Hello. Thank you so much for being here. Today we are going to do an oracle card reading on the topic of negative thinking in business. So I put a poll in this and I have zero idea how that works. So we're going to see if it actually gets created. But the question that I put in the poll was, do you think, or is negative thinking useful in business? So I'm curious, if you're here live, you can drop a comment and let me know if you believe that negative thinking is useful. And I think most commonly people think that negative thinking is not useful. And I would say 99% of the time, the things that our brains tell us that's negative is not very useful. Maybe not 99%, maybe it's maybe more like 80% of the time, it's not useful. There are certain times when negative thinking can be useful. It's a concept that I've heard. It's called strategic pessimism. And that is when you just meet your brain right where it's at in the negative thinking, and you're able to kind of see what the worst case scenarios are, because sometimes we're terrified of a worst case scenario that we have not even thought through. And so if you can take your brain to those negative places and meet yourself where you are, that can be useful. What's not useful is then staying in that negative place and letting it spiral you down. That is when it is not very useful. So I am excited to bring you an oracle card reading on this topic because I think it's a really juicy topic to pull oracle cards on and see what spirit has to say for your specific situation. So if you are here live, you can drop a comment and drop your questions in the comments, which hopefully I'll be able to see, but sometimes there's a delay. So it's all good if I have a couple of questions that people have asked me in advance. So I'm going to start with them until I see a comment dropped. Okay. So I have lots of oracle cards today. I'm excited to see which ones are going to want to be seen today. So for those of you who are new to my feed, I am Jenn T. Peterson. I am a visibility and energy coach. I help my clients release fear to pretty much do anything, but most of the time they're coming to me if they're entrepreneurs for releasing fear around visibility, around money, around love, those types of things. And if they're coming to me for life coaching, it's usually releasing perfectionism, maybe imposter syndrome, things like that. So I'm excited to do this oracle card reading for you. Let's see, we've got Crystal had asked the question, what can I do this week to quiet the negative thinking? Okay. So we're quieting negative thinking when we have too much of it and it's no longer useful. So I'm just going to select the decks. We have a lot of different decks here. Let's see which deck wants to come. Okay, I'm getting the Goddess Oracle for you, Crystal. All right. Okay, so this is for Crystal. She wants to know what she can do this week to quiet the negative thinking. Okay, any guides that want to come and help me stop shuffling, let me know. For Crystal's highest and greatest good, and anyone else here who watches this live and has the same question. That'll be our intention, whether they're live here or watch the replay. Oh, so good. All right, Crystal, you got Lilith. The card is about power. So good. Lilith is actually one of the names of one of the horses we have at the rescue. She is a powerful goddess. All right, so I'm just going to get the All right, Lilith. So it starts with a poem. Power. I dance my life for myself. I am whole. I am complete. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. I dance the dark and the light, the conscious and the unconscious, the sane and the insane. And I speak from myself authentically, the total conviction, without regard for how I might look. All the parts of myself flow into the whole. All my divergent selves unite as one. I listen to what needs to be heard. I never make excuses. I feel my feelings deeply and profoundly. I never hide. I live my sexuality to please myself and pleasure others. I express it as it needs to be expressed, from the core of myself, from the wholeness of my dance. I am female. I am sexual. I am power. I am greatly feared. All right, that's so good. I love Lilith. So, yeah, everything in that poem is what most people are thinking very negatively about themselves. So, it's a really beautiful connection here. So, Lilith was originally a Sumerian queen of heaven and a goddess older than Inanna. The Hebrews took the goddess and transformed her into the first wife of Adam, who refused to lie beneath him when having intercourse. She insisted that because they were created equal, that they needed to have sex equally. And when Adam refused, she left him. Thereafter, in Jewish mythology, she was described as a demon. So the meaning of this card. Lilith appears to tell you to take your power back. Where are the places that you have lost or given your power away? What beliefs do you hold that deny your power? Have you been told that powerful women never find mates? Or that women can't have power because that would make them unfeminine? Have you been teased or shunned or ostracized by others when you've stepped into your power? Are you afraid of misusing your power to dominate or manipulate? Lilith says that the way to wholeness for you lies in acknowledging that you're not connecting with your power, and then second, coming to terms with and accepting your power. So what you can do today is you can cord cut with any negative thinking that is no longer serving you. Okay, so that is what Lilith has to say about that. Okay, and so the next question, and you can drop in the comments, let me know if that resonated with you, Crystal, or anybody else that's watching the live or in the replay. And so Fiona is the next question. How can I best replace negative thinking with positive thinking for the best interests of my business? Okay, so we're going to see. Okay, we're going to see from Nature's Whisper is the card deck that wants to speak to you. So this pull is for Fiona and anyone else who is wanting an answer to this question. Any guides that want to come and let me know. going to stop shuffling for Fiona's highest good. For anyone else who has this question that's here live or is going to watch the replay. Okay, thank you. Beautiful. Oh, okay. I love this. It's got a horse on it, Fiona. I know you're a horse person. The card is called New Experiences and Possibilities. I've never gotten this card in this deck before, so this is pretty fun. Let's see what this one's about. It's got a woman on top. She's riding the horse, it looks like. It's a really cool card. Okay, so it's number 18, which it's funny. We're just talking about Judaism in the Hebrews in the other card, and now this one is 18, which it means life in Jewish numerology. Okay, here we go. New experiences and possibilities. Look around in nature. So this is to answer your question, how can I best replace negative thinking with positive thinking in the best interest of your business? Look around in nature. Notice the new beginnings, the new experiences, and the new choices being shown to you. They will only be evident to you if you take the time to look for these subtle messages. You are on the first steps along a new path. You are being offered a blank page. What are the first words that you would like to write on it? Your possibilities are endless. You are in complete control of your life. This is a new beginning on the journey. Live in the present and trust in your own abilities. Plant your seeds and willingly venture into new territory. Okay, this is so fun. So Fiona, I'm pretty sure you were on my January 1st Oracle card pull for the year, and the January card is New Direction, and so this is really beautiful because it supports that card really nicely, and we're still in January. Okay, so let me see. I have some, hold on, let me get my phone so I can get the other questions. All right. Oh, we got, let's see. Okay, so, all right. I cannot see comments or anything, so I'm going to see if I can go on my own live and see if I can see the comments in there. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Oh my gosh, there are so many people here. I love Facebook. It doesn't say anything and I see no comments on my little board here. So I'm just gonna go with watching it this way. So thank you so much for everyone that's here. So I have Aya's next. When know what don't want to get closer to what we want. When to know what we don't want to get closer. Okay, you know what? You're going to have to do that one again because I'm not understanding your question. Can you type that one again if you're still here? When know what don't. Okay, let's see. Oh, she wrote it again. Okay, so what will be best for me to be aware of and embody in order to remove any negativity standing in the way and instead have more positive results in business? All right. So this one is going to be for Aya. Okay. All right, we're going to go with this wisdom of the oracle. This is for Ahia and anybody else who has a question like that that's watching the replay or here live. I like to always see from each of the cards that I'm watching, how is that for me? Even if it wasn't pulled for me, if my energy is in the room, it's for me. Okay, so any guides that want to come in and help me pull, know when to stop shuffling for the greatest and highest good for Aya and anyone else who has this card, has this question. Okay, chop wood. Gotta love this one. All right, so this is the chop wood card for this question. What will be best for me to be aware of and embody in order to remove the negativity? And instead, okay, this is a really great card. It's number 42 for anyone who loves to know the numbers, which is a 6, I believe, in numerology. Let's see, 42. Okay, so being grounded in everyday experience, humility. The oracle's message is there are times when the big dream is meant to lie dormant in your consciousness so that you can pay attention to the simple chores in your life. Consider why pruning a tree is the forerunner of delighting in the beautiful blooms when it is in full bloom. The mundane act of pulling off dead leaves, watering the soil, and then leaving it to be, to let nature take its course, is an important step in manifestation. Taking your attention away from the goal brings you into a state of receptivity. That is so important. We always are so focused on what we want, and then we don't take our eyes off of it. Give it a little chance to breathe. So taking your attention away from your goal brings you into a state of receptivity. This is the deeper purpose for releasing attachment. When you engage in everyday tasks in a meditative, contemplative way, you clear your energy to receive your aha moment, and which brings you even closer to what you seek. Okay, so this is such a great thing to think about, because one of the things that I do with my clients is I have them create wildly untamed goals, but I don't have them create one. I have them create 3 to 5 of them. And the reason they manifest so fast is because they can't pay attention to all of them at the same time. So I love this. This card is so good. Okay, so there's a relationship message, a prosperity message, and a protection message. So I'll read all of them because I don't know which, since we're talking about business, relationship could be client relationships, it could be business relationships if you have collaborations or contractors that you work with. And so it could mean a lot of different things. And it can also mean the relationship you have to your business. So relationship message. Nothing is as important right now as just doing what you need to do day to day. Let your heart remember that not everything has to be hard won, passionate, or even obviously meaningful. Relationships and friendships go through lulls when the everyday tasks are at the center of awareness. That is perfect now. Hold hands, wash dishes, make a fire, read a book, share a meal, say nothing, stare into space, pick up socks, tell a dumb joke, and leave space to breathe. The work of your relationship right now is very simple, just to be present. Funny how it takes work to just be. All is well, really. So that point about being present is so powerful, because when we are having negative thinking, it's usually because we are either ruminating on a past experience that we're getting negative thinking about, or we are predicting a terrible outcome in the future, which is negative thinking. It's very rare that we're in the present moment and actually experiencing something super negative. So, what I like to do is just bring myself into, like, something simple, like maybe paying attention to being present with my daughter, or being present to something out in nature that will actually help you bring yourself out of that negative thinking. Okay, so the prosperity message is now is the time to take small steps rather than large leaps on this journey to creating your most prosperous life. Move your focus off of your big dream, and attend to the mundane chores. Focus the little things that may have piled up while you were mapping out your greater plan for your life that you're aspiring to see manifest into reality. Chop wood, carry water, as the Zen proverb advises, or wash dishes, walk the dog. While you're doing all of that, Spirit will have a chance to move mountains and set wondrous miracles in motion for you. Remain humble and aware of the present. Okay, and then the protection message. So whoever's listening to this, you've got to be able to discern for yourself, like, which one of these is the message for you. So, protection message. Are you an armchair astronaut? Do you dream of wealth and fame and big ideas, inventions, or desires with a capital D? The appearance of this card is a sign that you might be devoting far too much time to dreaming and talking about your dreams. You have to get out of the chair to make things happen. You actually have to do something. Start with a small task. Remember, the big dream becomes reality only after you have begun to take incremental steps. Mythologist Joseph Campbell once said, "Take one step forward towards the gods, and they will take 10 steps towards you." Okay. So, regardless of which one you wanted that applied to you, they were all pretty amazing messages. So, thank you for asking that question, because that was a really amazing card. All right, let's see what we've got going on here. Oh, Crystal said she was there and she said that card resonates with her. Whitney says, hi. Hi, Whitney. Kate's here. Hi, Kate. Arsina's here. Hello, everybody. All right, so I love that you all talk to each other because everybody knows everybody. So good. All right, so Kate says she's down with a message about overcoming the roller coaster of the positive and negative. Okay, so you're talking about that, like, high and low, high and low. I feel you. That is a really good one to ask about. So let's see which deck needs to... Okay, Kate, you're getting the goddess deck. The goddesses want to talk to you, Kate, about this roller coaster. So this is for Kate Simpson. She wants to have some guidance on overcoming the roller coaster of positive and negative thinking. Okay, guides that want to let me know when to stop shuffling for her highest and greatest good. Okay. Beautiful. This is Hestia. It says hearth and home. Let's see. Hestia. Okay, so here is the guidance from Hestia, the goddess. It says, and they start with a poem first. I am what's at the core, the indescribable, the elusive, the living presence that inhabits and transforms a building, a dwelling, an edifice, taking it from the realm of marble, stone, or wood, and with its hearth fire lit, making it a home. Hestia is so ancient a goddess that she is invoked by simply lighting a fire in your hearth. She was central to civilization because she represented the center of the home, the community, the town, the city. No meal could be eaten without her, for she was the very fire that transformed the ingredients into nourishment. Conscripted into the Olympian pantheon, eldest goddess Hestia gave up her seat and went to tend the hearth so the new god of ecstasy, wine, Dionysus, could be seated. Hestia has come, this is the meaning of the card. Hestia has come to tend her hearth fire in your life and to tell you it's time to focus on home. Whether you are living alone or with your family or friends, it is time to make your home a priority. Perhaps you are living in a house that is not your home or with people that you don't want to live with. Perhaps your home is filled with so many others that you have no space for your own. Perhaps your life is such a busy whirlwind that your dwelling is not your home, merely a place to change clothes and sleep. Now is the time to come home. Hestia says that the wholeness is nurtured when you learn to come home to yourself and then to create the appropriate physical manifestation, a home that will nurture you. So that is a very interesting card to talk about roller coasters, because when it's almost like you need to come back to your foundations or to become grounded in order to not have that like roller coaster type of experience. That's what I'm getting out of this card. But the other thing that came through to tell you, Kate, is the concept of a roller coaster, right? So you have this like extreme high and an extreme low. But and we're thinking that that's a bad thing, but actually what's happening is that I think it's called the law of polarity. So there is a concept or a universal law that says that if you're experiencing something extremely negative, it's because you're also available for something extremely positive, and you get to choose which one you want. And so you can think about that, right? That the more negative something seems, it's actually the opposite is actually true. I've actually had this experience where it's like, even in like the bank account, when the bank account is going in one direction, actually I'm also available for it to go the other direction, and then all the money comes through, which is really interesting, right? When you think about that, like you have the capacity for both the positive and the negative. When we're just in the middle and we're neutral, there's really nowhere to go. So it's not really always the best experience, unless you just, don't want a very, if you want just a very like no movement in your life. But I feel like that's usually not what happens. There's usually a lot of change. I feel like that's the only thing we can count on, right? Is to have things change. But just coming through with this concept of the roller coaster, it's like you get to choose which way you want to experience that, and always coming back to grounding. And because sometimes if something's too negative, or even when something's too positive, it can feel a little unstable. So I love what Hestia had to say. So thank you for Hestia for coming and sharing that bit of wisdom. Let me know, Kate, if that resonates with you. And I'm going to go to the next person. So it is Ursina. What is the biggest limiting belief, negative thinking pattern I get to rewire to build my business with more ease, flow, and momentum? Oh, okay. I love it. And we're coming in, we're just on the last month of the shedding year, the year of the snake, and we're coming in next month into the fire horse. So that's the one with all the momentum. So the natural energies will be with you very soon, but we want to make sure that we're shedding as much as we can before that comes through. So I'm going to get guidance on which deck to use for Ursina for her thinking pattern. Okay, Ursina, you're getting the, it looks like the goddesses are coming in today. They want to tell you what they've got to say about the negative thinking pattern. Limiting belief, negative thinking pattern. That's you need to rewire in order to build your business with more ease, flow, and momentum. Okay, that is what we're doing. So we're doing this for Ursina. Limiting belief. Limiting thinking, negative thinking pattern for her. Let me know when it's the highest good of her. I'm going to stop shuffling. Okay, thank you. Oh, okay. Here you go. I mean, I don't know if we could have picked a better card for this. Pleasure, Hathor. Thank you, Goddess Hathor. Coming in with your genius. All right, let's see. Where did the... Oh, there it is. All right, so the question is, what's the biggest limiting belief, negative thinking pattern that I get to rewire to have more ease, flow, and momentum? Pleasure. Okay, let's see what Hathor has to say. All right, so it starts with a poem. When you come to me, I take your spirit from the stars and clothe it in a body of sensation, to finally focus you on form, to benignly bask you in bliss. You are here to experience delight, enjoy gratification, know satisfaction, have pleasure in all ways, in all modes, in all aspects. Pleasure makes you juicy, twinkles your eyes, enlivens your life force. An exquisiteness of existence is pleasure. Get ready to feel so good. All right, so the mythology of Hathor, though depicted in many forms, was mainly associated with the winged cow of creation. As birth and death goddess, she was credited with creating the body for the immortal spirit to reside in. As creator of the body, she also governs all the bodily pleasures: sound, music, song, dance, art, love, and touch. It was said that she attended the birth of every child and revealed the pattern of its destiny. She was worshipped in Egypt for more than 3,000 years. So the meaning of this card. Hathor is here to tell you that the way to wholeness for you lies in connection, or in connecting with what brings you pleasure and in experiencing pleasure. Have you been taught that pleasure is forbidden, something sinful or evil? Are you so busy fulfilling your commitments that pleasure is regulated to the bottom of your list? Do you deny pleasure in order to get work done? Stop. There's an exclamation point on that one. Time to change all of that. Pleasure relieves stress and relaxes and refreshes you. Pleasure is the body's way of expressing health and vitality. Pleasure is the oil that keeps you lubricated and lush. Hathor says that since you have chosen to be here in the physical body, you might as well enjoy it. Don't wait for others to fulfill this need. Plan to give yourself pleasure daily and you'll find satisfaction dancing in your life. So good. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. Pleasure is like in our culture, we're like not supposed to have it. It's naughty. It's guilt. We even have a word called guilty pleasure. Like, come on. Pleasure is what we're here to experience. It creates joy and love and fun and all the things. So, and when we talk about pleasure, it can definitely be sex and all that, but it can also be other things like a delicious meal or that you savor and you experience fine dining and you like get to have the ambiance. That's pleasure. You get to just simply light a candle when you're eating or light a candle before you maybe get into the bathtub or something like that. There's a lot of ways. You can take a goddess bath. You can put rose petals and milk and honey in your water when you take a bath. Like there's lots and lots of ways that you can experience pleasure. So go do some pleasure research, everyone. I think that's a great card for everybody. All right. So who else do we got here? We've got okay. So of course they're not showing me they're not showing me all the comments. So if you dropped a comment and you had a question and you want it answered on this live, just go ahead and drop it one more time because if I didn't answer it already. So Ursina says, all in for more pleasure. Beautiful. All right. Okay, I think, let me just see. I don't know how to, if they don't show me the chat, then I won't know. So in the meantime, I'm just going to wait for a few minutes, but while I wait, I am going to I'm going to pull 3 oracle cards. And that is going to be let's see, why do I want to do 3? 3 came and now I'm like, why am I doing 3? I'm just going to do 3. I'm not going to label them. So this will be for everybody who is watching the live and the replay. And the goddesses want to come back for some reason. So I don't know if it's 3 goddess oracles or if it's just the first one. So we'll see. It's so fun. I love the goddesses. All right, goddesses, what do you got for us on negative thinking in business? What guidance do you have that hasn't already been shared that you want to, even if you want to put a punctuation mark on it, we'll take it. This is for the highest good of anyone who is watching the live now and anyone who's going to watch the replay. Give me any guidance on when to stop shuffling for the highest and greatest good for everyone. Let me know when to stop shuffling. Okay, thank you. Okay, well, here we go. Lots of things to be angry and rageful about in our world. And so this is the Sekhmet. She's anger and rage. Let's hear what she has to say. Okay, here she is. It starts with a poem. I burn and fume and shoot daggers from my eyes. I erupt and roar, though you've not pulled my tail. My edges are sharp and I cut deep. My energy is strong and fierce, and my displeasure needs to be expressed. Though sometimes mild, I can be very intense. Once incited, I am difficult to put out. I am always appropriate, always needed. Don't try to get rid of me. I need to be acknowledged and heard. I am anger. Oh, this is so good. So a lot of times we don't think that we are allowed to be angry about something, or we might think it's not socially acceptable to be angry about something. And what happens is we'll try to push it down, and like not feel it, because who the heck wants to feel anger? Sometimes it does not feel comfortable, and it's not socially acceptable and all of that, or it doesn't feel safe. Maybe we grew up with people who were really angry. Maybe our parents had a lot of anger that they were over expressing or putting on places where it wasn't appropriate, like on a child. And when that happens, when we're adults, we want to like push down, push down, push it down. And what I have to say, I work with, many of you know this, but I work in the presence of horses uh, when I'm with my clients. And sometimes when they're with me in person, like physically at the farm, I have had people express anger in front of the horses. And my mind might have thought that that might not be the right thing to do, that like the horses would maybe get scared or run away. But what the most shocking thing that happens, and I understand why, because I understand what's going on in the human and what's going on in the horse, but seeing it like actually play out in real time is amazing. That the horses actually, when the anger is the authentic emotion, they will stay present for it and allow you to express your anger, like process it, feel it, and they won't move. And it's so powerful because when it's the authentic emotion, and I say that because sometimes we don't want, like, it's not the, like, we're angry about something that we're actually grieving, and grief is actually the authentic emotion. When you feel that anger, they don't want to be near that. They want you to get to the grief. They want you to get to the authentic emotion, the one that actually needs to be released in order for you to move forward, feel better, whatever it is. And so watching, when anger is the authentic emotion, watching that experience with the horses has been really powerful to know, because they will not stay near anyone who's expressing an emotion that's not the authentic one. When they are, you know, maybe they are hiding something, right? That they really feel sad about something, but they're putting on a brave face for it. The horses don't want anything to do with that, because they only want to see the true you and what's really going on. So anyway, that's what reminded me of that story when I saw this particular one. Okay, so the meaning of this card, the mythology of Sekhmet is the lion-headed Egyptian sun goddess is known as the destructive aspect of the sun, vowing to destroy all humanity. In a fit of rage, she went on a killing spree. She was stopped by the intervention of Ra, the high god, who put huge vats of beer mixed with pomegranate juice in her path. Mistaking it for human blood, Sekhmet consumed the drink and became intoxicated. When she woke up, her rage was gone. Red in this painting signifies Sekhmet's scorching, smoldering nature. So I'll just show you that because they're describing it. So the meaning of this card: Sekhmet leaps into your life to help you face your anger. Does anger, yours or someone else's, make you feel uncomfortable? Do you fear your anger because you were taught anger isn't nice, or that expressing anger is ugly? Have you repressed or disconnected from it so much that you don't know how to express it now? Perhaps you've gone beyond anger to rage. Rage is accumulated anger gone out of control. Perhaps you're in a slow boil all the time and you don't know how to take the pot from the fire. Sekhmet says our anger is part of our power as women. Don't give away your anger. Learn to express it in a way that it can be heard. Learn to transform it so it empowers and energizes you. Your path to wholeness will be more vital when you make anger your ally. This is such a good card. Okay, so drop in the comments if that resonated with you. That was for all of us. I know there's lots of things. I had some people in the DMs talking about some things that have been happening around our country in the United States. That's pretty freaking awful. And so we have a lot to that we could be angry about. And if we're pushing it down and not expressing it, it can really can be more destructive, I feel like. And when we're feeling anger and we're not expressing it, it can create a lot of pain in our body. And when we let it go, when we release, and I don't mean let it go like don't be angry about something. I mean, when you process it and you actually allow it to bubble up, but not in a destructive way where you're going to, like, burn the house down. We don't want to do that. But when we can process it, it actually becomes fuel. It's actually why there's activists out there, right? There's anger coming in and they're taking it and they're processing it and they're using it as fuel to make change in the world. Anger is a change maker, really. And, it can be a really beautiful thing. When it's not processed, when it's ignored or pushed down or overexpressed, that's when it can become destructive. Okay. So I said I was going to pull 3 cards, but I did get another comment. So I'm just going to pull for Whitney and then I'll pull the other 2 cards. So it says trying to control judgment. Okay, so I'm going to pull for Whitney on trying to control judgment. Okay, I am getting this oil affirmation card. My friend and colleague made these cards. They're amazing. Her name is Jenn Colombo. Let's see. We've got for Whitney, trying to control judgment. Any guidance for Whitney Riley? Let us know when. Let us know when to. And to stop shuffling for the highest and greatest good for Whitney and anyone else who has this same question. Thank you. Ooh. All right, trying to control judgment, and you get Myrtle, which is my determination is fierce. All right, let's see what that's about. Myrtle. Okay, so it says Myrtle brings the energy of new beginnings. It reveals your truth and aligns you with your desires so that you may make known your purpose. Okay, so this is an interesting card because it's about beginnings. We're in a 1 year and we're in January. And if you were on, which I think you might have been on my 12-month, or you might have watched the replay, the first card was New Direction for January. Okay, so this is all very much in alignment. So it says, when beginning a new project, Myrtle enhances your determination. It stimulates your energy so that you move forward with laser focus. So, trying to control judgment, you have to be laser focused on whatever you're doing and don't worry about, I don't know if you're talking about other people's judgment or your own self-judgment, but either way, staying focused, laser focused on what's in front of you. Myrtle awakens your desire to elevate your self-worth. Okay, another one, right? That if we're trying to control somebody's judgment about us, it's really our self-worth that is the thing. When we elevate that, it doesn't matter what anybody else would say. It assists with releasing emotional blockages so that you may fully explore your heart. It inspires and encourages setting healthy boundaries. Also a way to take care of other people's judgments or any judgments. Okay, so the chakras are solar plexus and heart. And the affirmation is, I align myself with experiences that speak to my heart. I know my purpose. I am energized and focused. My determination is fierce. I live the life I imagined. Setting healthy boundaries supports me in using my energy wisely. I know my worth. I am deserving of love. So good. I actually just posted on my Facebook page. I just did a podcast interview on the solar plexus chakra and all about self worth, confidence, and all the things that are in this card. So that's pretty interesting. It's in the energy is alive for that one. Okay, so that was for Whitney. Oh, we got Nicolisa just joined. Oh, and Chris is here too. Do you both want a card? Just drop a question if you'd like. I'm happy to pull for you. Right on, Whitney says. Awesome. Oh, love this. It's perceive judgment. Perceive illusions. Definitely, we don't want to choose the illusion. Rather stick to the truth. So Nicolisa and Chris, if you want to drop a question. Oh, aren't you guys in Italy? Tuning in from Italy. How's the olive orchard? I want to see pictures. Okay, let's see. All right, I don't see the Facebook thing is a little delayed, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull. I said I was gonna pull 3 cards. I've already pulled one just for everyone, like a general card. I'm gonna pull the second one until. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, you sent questions. Okay, well, let me see if I don't know if I can see the questions you sent, because you probably sent them. Nope, I don't see that you. Oh, maybe you emailed them. Nope. Okay. I don't see. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, I got you. Oh, yeah. So that was the other interview that you're saying. Um, so I don't know where you put those questions. So because I literally came off one live that was on someone else's page, and I came to this live. This is the live that I am doing for the negative thinking. So if you just want to pop the questions into this, that would be helpful. Oh no, did I lose all the comments? Oh no, here they're back. Okay. Oh, you're painting. Beautiful. Yeah, Nicolisa, if you want to just rewrite the questions, that would be great because unfortunately, I can't see where you put them right now because then I would have to close this live in order to get to the other one. All right, in the meantime, I'm going to pull the second card. That's for everybody. And that one's going to be for animal voices. That's the deck I'm going to pull from. All right, so this is for anyone who is here live and anyone who is going to watch the replay. This is the second card on negative thinking in business. And if you just joined, we talked a little bit in the beginning about how negative thinking isn't always a bad thing. It can be a protection. The wisdom is in knowing the difference between what's true and what's false. So I always like to check in with the body to see, is this true? Is this protection, or is this just my mind trying to keep me small, keep me safe? Okay. And for anyone who wants to look into working with me, I have a program that's opening on January the 15th. I'm excited. It's called Manifest Clients Who Love to Pay You. It's for women entrepreneurs who want to clear out what's getting in the way and manifest aligned clients. And that is happening on January 15th. So you can message me if you want to know more about that program. Oh my goodness. Are you ready for what the animals? I love this card. Okay. It is shark. God, the best power animal. Scariest freaking power animal, but so good. Focus, action, and fear are the names, and it's a number six. We had a six earlier in numerology. That's pretty cool. Okay, I love Shark. Shark is an amazing dark wisdom ally. And here we go. Let's see. Shark is number six. Okay. So Shark is a water guide, obviously, because that's where he lives. And I'm feeling guided to read about the water guide before I read the shark. We call upon the water that rim the earth, the waters that rim the earth, horizon to horizon, that flow in our rivers and streams, that fall upon our gardens and fields. And we ask that they teach us and show us the way. That is Chinook Indian blessing. So the shark, the gift of the shark, before dinosaurs, before turtle wisdom, before whales sung their first song, and way before you and me, there was a shark. Scientists call shark the nose of the sea because she has such a finely tuned sense of smell. She is highly sensitive in many ways, and because she doesn't float on her own, shark must continually swim forward. Oh, so good. Even in her sleep, to allow water and oxygen to pass through her gills. So, the message of the shark: most of our fears are really just made up stories in our minds. I couldn't have written this card myself. So good. When shark comes to you, she does not come to make you feel afraid, but to give you the courage to face your fears and watch them disappear. Shark helps us see that the difference between what's real danger and what's just fear holding us back. As we step beyond our fears, we discover huge gifts just on the other side. Now is the time. The call. Is there something that you'd really love to do, but you've been too afraid to try? What if you knew you would be wonderfully successful with whatever you bring your heart to? There is no need to put yourself in danger, but there may be a chance for you to leap beyond one of your fears this week and discover something special on the other side. Watch closely and the shark will know when to act. The shark in you will know when to act. Boldness has magic in it. Oh, it's so good. Okay, every time I see something about a shark, I have to talk about Ocean Ramsey. Well, on my bucket list, I'm going to be diving with her and the sharks. But she does these open water dives with great white sharks and tiger sharks and all kinds of sharks that you think are super dangerous. But she can put her energy in a place where she can be with the sharks. It is pretty incredible. And I'm not suggesting anybody jumps into the ocean with the sharks because she's highly trained. But what I will say is that I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but there is The Shark Whisperer. It's a documentary about her and her work with the sharks. And there's another one called Saving Jaws, which is it's a documentary around shark conservation that she put through a couple of years ago. But the Shark Whisperer, I think, is pretty recent. It's incredible just to watch and see how she can be so calm, and those sharks don't want anything. They don't want to eat her, and she helps people get into that state where their energy is pure and they can be safe swimming with sharks like that. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because it's a really good example of shaking up your thinking. Because we think that, of course, a shark is going to eat us. Of course, we're going to be in danger. And the story that Ocean shares is that when she was a little girl, she's probably like maybe 7 or 8 years old. She was swimming in the ocean, and there was a tiger shark underneath her, and in close proximity. And she didn't panic because she did not know, she had no knowledge that the shark would be something to be afraid of. And so she just noticed this beautiful large fish that was swimming in the ocean, and she didn't panic. And obviously, and tiger sharks are known to be very aggressive, so that's what we know them to be. And instead, she had this encounter with a tiger shark that was totally normal, like natural, and nobody was hurt. And it made her question whether or not what we think sharks are, what we were told in, movies of Jaws and that type of thing, if that's really the case. And yes, absolutely, there are people who get eaten by sharks. But why do you think that might be? It's like most of the time it's a mistake. It's not that they are coming after them, it's a mistake. It's they were in, first of all, we're in their ocean. It's not really our ocean, but as humans, we think we could take over everything. And secondly, we might be surfing and look like a seal. So anyway, I just think it's a really interesting way of shaking up your thinking watching that particular thing. I knew it blew my mind when I watched both of those shows. Okay, so let's see what else we got. All right, I still don't see the still do not see the notes from Chris or Nicolisa. Let me just double check that they didn't pop them somewhere else. Nope. Okay, so I'm gonna go for the third card for everyone because I don't see anybody else dropping in comments. All right, let me just get myself organized here with all the different decks that we have. All right. So for the third card, all right, it's coming back to the goddess. We had a lot of goddess today. All right, they just have more to say. So we will listen. Okay, so this is for anyone who is here live and anyone who will watch the replay around guidance for negative thinking in business. Any goddesses, guides want to come and let me know when to stop shuffling. Thank you. Okay, are you ready for this? Gosh. Illusion, Maya. That's not the perfect card for fear. It's total illusion. All right, it's an illusion that many of us buy into. Still an illusion, especially only when it's false fear. When it's true fear, we don't mess with that fear. That's the one that saves your life. The wisdom is in knowing the difference between the true fear and the false fear. And this card is about the false fear. And let's see, Maya. Okay, starts with a poem. What is it about me that's so hard to grasp? I dance the universal energy, always moving, always active. You can never see me, as I am veiled, and that veil is a byproduct of what I do, who I am. Go deeper. Don't get caught in the magnificence of my creativity. My creation is the illusion behind which lies the knowledge that all matter is energy and all energy is one. So the mythology around Maya is the Hindus and the Buddhists of India worshipped Maya as the maternal universe. As the material universe. Yeah, as the material universe, as the mother of creation, weaver of the web of life, and as illusion. She is the virgin or made part of the three-part Kali, the three aspects being virgin, mother, and crone. Maya is also worshipped in Nepal, Tibet, Asia, and the Himalayas. Her special attributes are intelligence, creativity, water, and magic. Here she is depicted lifting the veils of earthly form to reveal the true nature of the universe. The meaning of the card. Maya moves subtly into your life to tell you to face your illusion. It is time to see what is so, what is true, and what is real. Are you caught in a particular situation and can't seem to move because it is hard to see clearly? Were you dazzled by what is a certain reality seemed to offer you and now discover nothing there? Have you been listening to the words people speak rather than what's behind the words? Maya says that it's easy to get caught up in illusion. Wholeness is nurtured when you accept where you are and forgive yourself, become aware of the illusion, and then consciously lift the veil to experience the reality. Seeing the reality behind the illusion is what brings you power. Okay, so if that's not an amazing way to wrap up this particular live, because we started with power from Lilith, and we just did the water guides of the shark, and now we're doing Maya in the illusion, and her last words were, what brings illusion is, when you lift the illusion, it's what brings you power. So when we think about business, negative thinking in business, sometimes that negative thinking is the illusion. So you want to use your discernment to understand what is the difference. Is this negative thinking strategic pessimism, like we talked about in the beginning, and it's going to help you with protection? Or is it just an illusion that's really fear, and you think it's the floor and that you're at the bottom, but it's really the ceiling, and that all you need to do is release the fear to move forward. So I hope that this Facebook Live is supportive for you, and if you want to learn more about my work, you can always message me on a direct message or leave a comment here, and I'm happy to chat with you. As I mentioned, I have Manifest Clients Who Love to Pay You, which is a group coaching program, which the first thing we do is we do karma clearing for clearing out what's getting in the way from any fear that's been blocking you, that's a pattern. And we do lots of really fun things in that particular program. We do goal setting from intuition, not logic. We set wildly untamed goals and then we go achieve them. And we work on manifestation, and we work on getting into alignment, and we also get right with money. So one of the big things that we do in that group is that we do group karma clearing on money. So anyway, if that's something that you are interested in, I would love for you to be with us. It's a 5-month program, so it's 16 weeks, and it spans over the next 5 months. This will probably, well, I shouldn't say probably, this will be the last time I do it live this year, because according to my January card, it's new direction. And so I am really excited. I've had this program, I've run it live twice last year, and I've run it live in previous years, but I also use it to support my private clients. So it's not going away, but this will be the last time I do it live, and for this year, and I hope that you will meet me there. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everyone who joined this live, and thank you to all the guides, all the goddesses, and to the spirits who helped bring us the right card for the right people. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care.